Shadow Beats, Booked and Bound, Part 2. Trey stood frozen in the alley, his mind spinning as the cop's flashlight blinded him. He could hear the other officers approaching, their voices sharp and urgent. Panic surged through him as the weight of what just happened sank in. Kaos had set him up, and now he was standing over a dead promoter with the cops ready to pin it all on him. "Hands in the air! Now!" one of the officers barked. Trey slowly raised his hands, his eyes darting around for any sign of Kaos, but the entity was nowhere to be seen. His heart pounded in his chest, each beat a reminder of how deep he was in this mess. "Don't move!" another cop warned, stepping closer. As they cuffed him, Trey felt the cold steel bite into his wrists. The promoter's lifeless body slumped against the trash can was a sight he couldn't get out of his head. Kaos had done this, and now Trey was about to take the fall. The officers led Trey out of the alley, the sound of their boots crunching on the gravel echoing in the night. As they reached the street, Trey's eyes locked onto the cop car waiting for him. The door swung open, and they pushed him inside. Sitting in the back seat, Trey's mind raced. How had it come to this? How had Kaos gotten such a tight grip on his life? He knew he had to find a way out of this, but with each passing second, the walls seemed to close in tighter. The car started moving, the lights of the city flashing by in a blur. Trey's leg throbbed where the bullet had grazed him earlier, but the pain was nothing compared to the dread that filled his chest. He was on his way to lockup, and Kaos was still out there, free to cause more chaos. As they drove through the streets of Neon Haven, Trey's thoughts turned to survival. He needed a plan, a way to prove that Kaos was real and that he wasn't responsible for the promoter's death. But as the car pulled into the station, the reality of his situation hit hard. The car door opened, and Trey was yanked out, his feet dragging on the ground as they led him inside. The station was cold, the fluorescent lights harsh against the dark thoughts swirling in his mind. As they processed him, Trey's mind kept racing, searching for a way out. But there was none. Not yet. As they led him to his cell, Trey knew one thing for sure. Kaos had pushed him to the edge, but he wasn't going down without a fight. He had to figure out a way to expose Kaos and clear his name. But until then, he was just another prisoner in Neon Haven, caught in a nightmare that seemed to have no end. Trey sat down on the hard bed, the reality of his situation finally sinking in. He was in deep, and the only way out was to face Kaos head on. But how? He didn't have the answers yet, but he knew one thing. He wasn't done fighting, not by a long shot. Yo, this saga is far from over. Y'all better stay locked in, cause it's about to get real up in here.